So I wanted to get on here and talk today a little bit more on my online versus in-person classes. We have no power. Our power has been turned off. We had some storms, so our electricity is out as well as our internet and everything else. So it is such a drag, but I thought I still could get on here and do some videos. I'm using my phone, which I have been using my phone anyway, but I don't have a good place to set it, so this is not going to be professional at all, even less than usual. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about online versus in-person. I know some people love online classes and some people love in-person classes, and I believe there are pros to both sides of it, so I wanted to look at them and talk about the pros as well as the cons. Believe it or not, even though I love online classes, there are still some cons to being online. Okay, so first we're going to look at online since I love it so much, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons. Online is amazing because of the flexibility. If you're a mother like me, have little babies, and you work and you are busy, it is so hard to be in class at a certain time. For an example, I worked at school in my second semester, and one of my classes started at 3 o'clock. Even though school actually got out at 3, I worked after school as well. So I couldn't make it to this class, but I had to have this class because it was one that you took after another class. And luckily my teacher did work with me, and she let me watch the recording of the class afterwards. All I had to do is tell her something that I learned in the class to make sure that I was watching the class. But if she hadn't have been understanding and done that, I would not have been able to take that class that semester, and it really would have hurt me in working on my class schedule that I was able to do at the time. Because she actually had that class. She was the only one who taught that class, and she had it at the same time every semester, so it wouldn't have worked for me at all. And I had to take it, so it would have really, really been hard. So another pro to online, as we've already mentioned, like that goes with the flexibility, as well as if you don't understand something and the teacher doesn't just go over it and that's all you've heard, you can look back at things that the teacher said. You can push, rewind and go back over the lectures, as well as you can read the PowerPoint as many times as you need to obtain the information that you need to do the assignments or gain the knowledge that you need from that class. Where in person, they go over, it's over, and unless they send something home with you, you lost a shot in understanding that material. Another thing that I like about online is, I'm trying to think, I am really having a hard time today, being all frazzled and everything, because, like I said, things are not working out the way I planned them, with the power and everything. But I can't think of my other pro for online right now, so let's just move on to in-person, and if I remember, we will go back. In-person classes, a big pro to in-person is that I feel like they are more understanding of your life crisis, such as right now. Say your power goes out, well, likely it's not. They are living close enough to you that their power has gone out, or they know the storm, or they know what's going on, and they're more understanding if assignments do not be turned in, or they can be like, hey, we're going to reschedule class, or we're going to do things a little bit differently, because they are more understanding. Whereas when you're online, with the college I went to, I actually lived at least 4 hours away from that college when I moved to completely online, and the same crises were not happening to them that were happening to us. So it was a little bit more like, yes, it's real, then they have to check and make sure you're, And so that is one reason that being in class was a big pro. Another pro is they understand, they talk to you. As we mentioned, they can explain things if you don't understand, and they explain it to you better right there in person, instead of you trying to read through what they have written and gain an understanding of what they're wanting. The third pro is you don't have to email them all the time. As you mentioned in my other video, a lot of us don't like to email our teachers, even though we should just go ahead and do it. We don't like to. And in person, this takes that out of the way. You can just be like, hey, what were you saying on this essay? Or, I was really having a struggle on that assignment. What can I do? Or something like that. I feel like we're more open to ask them questions if we're in person and having a chat versus having to email them and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that's a pro. Another pro is the workload. Like I said, if the teachers feel like they have put too much on you in person, they can see like, oh, this class is full and packed and we can't fit anything else in. They will be like, hey, we're not going to do this assignment because we can't do all this. Where online, they have it all out there. They're not seeing how busy everyone is. They're not seeing how hard it is for everyone to get it in. And you're going to do all the work that they put on there, pretty much. It's not going to be usually dropped as much as it would be like in person. So that is a big pro. The other thing I was going to go back to, a pro for online and a con. It's going to be my last thought because it goes into my story I was going to tell you guys. Sorry, she's getting upset. She seems to love to get upset right in my videos. You not like mommy the video? No. But you don't have to travel. Yes, you don't have to travel there to class just to find that your teacher is not there, not going to be there. In my first semester, I had a teacher that, I kid you not, did not show up for class until midterms. Every week something came up, which would have been okay because life happens, as we've already mentioned. Except for he did not usually email us until I was already at class, and I lived 2 hours away from this college that I was going to at the time. And as you probably already established, I live far away from all the colleges. Anyhow, I've already got a babysitter, I've already got everything, and then he emails at the same time the class is supposed to start and lets all the students know. So here we are at class, and there's not going to be one. So that was one thing I think that really turned me off of in-person classes and made me love online much more. But that is some of my pros and cons for online versus in-person classes. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I hope your power is on and you're not being babyish like me and thinking it's horrible. You wouldn't believe that I actually was raised a big portion of my life without electricity to be acting like this is such a problem. But here we are. So I hope you have a great, wonderful day and take care.